Hello everybody, coming to you from Camp Randall Stadium after Penn State's season opening 16-10 win against the Wisconsin Badgers. It was an up and down game for Penn State to say the least. Obviously it was a 0-0 ball game heading into the half. Both teams made adjustments, but to me guys, I'd start with the offense. Sean Clifford obviously didn't have his best half in the first half, but just did enough to get the team over the hump. Did not turn the ball over, which was obviously a huge problem last year. Jahad Dotson got it done again with 102 yards and of course that big touchdown. You know guys, they didn't make the mistakes that they did last year, and that was, it ended up, I think, allowing Penn State to, come out with the win. And of course you can't forget, Noah Cain's fourth quarter performance was nothing short of special. I mean, he was pretty much shut down the entire game, and him being able to, have the fourth quarter he had and get in for that 2-yard touchdown, which obviously won them the game, was absolutely huge and ended up getting them the road win.
Yeah, Noah Cain's performance is pretty interesting to me because he actually only ended up with about 48 yards. And especially like the offensive line from a whole really struggled in the first half. I mean, Sean Clifford got hit a few times under pressure, and you noticed in the second half when the offensive line started to figure stuff out, Clifford made a lot more throws, made a lot better throws, but Wisconsin was throwing a ton of stunts at Penn State. I remember in the first half, I just saw a huge twist come, double twist from end come all the way over to the center, and Penn State didn't pick it up, and there was a lot of pressure on running backs today to pick up stunts, and in the second half, it was a lot smoother, and you saw the effect on Cain's running performance. I mean, he picked up almost all of his yardage in the fourth quarter, and on Clifford, who had the touchdown pass and just a lot cleaner play in the second half. Big part into the offensive line.
I mean, you talk about one side of the ball where, Penn State's kind of getting killed by Wisconsin's tough defense, and then you look at Penn State's defense, which was nothing short of phenomenal today. Some of the best defense we've seen from Penn State in I don't know how long. Didn't see it last year. A couple names that stood out today: A.K. Arnold Ebiketie. And then some other guys, Jesse Luketa. Something that really stood out to me today. Over the course of the summer, Franklin had talked about how he wants to put Jesse Luketa in this role, dual threat role, linebacker and defensive end. Ellis Brooks, who also had a phenomenal performance, ended up getting taken out of the game after a targeting call. Jesse Luketa moves back from the defensive line over to linebacker. Just the ability to have that on your defense is pretty spectacular and really shows how much more depth Penn State has than maybe people expected early in the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, and that's obviously a critical win because now you have 3 straight home games at Beaver Stadium where you're able to build momentum off this win, and of course you're going to have the whiteout crowd on September 18th, so that's going to be something to see.
4 straight home games.
Oh, 4 straight, my apologies. But that'll do it for us from Camp Randall Stadium. Penn State will be back in action next week, September 11th against Ball State in its home opener.
Follow along with that PSU Footblog on Twitter for all your coverage needs.